for joining us as we review the 2021 Chino State of the City. While the coronavirus pandemic continued to impact our lives and livelihoods, I'm glad to say that it did not define us. Instead, when I think of 2021 for Chino, what comes to mind is nonstop.
Chino was defined in 2021 by its resiliency through the COVID pandemic and by staff's commitment to customer service.
Programs and departments were working with a lot fewer staff, so all employees have been really flexible and have really just accepted any challenge that has come their way.
I think we're very fortunate here in the city of Chino. They have included in the budget the ability to provide low-fee counseling services. We really became innovative in providing services when people sheltered at home. We began our telehealth services. We kept our office very clean and safe, and we have been very successful in providing in-person services.
One of the many benefits during COVID-19 that the City of Chino was able to provide was rental assistance for the community. We had a grant program. We helped to save almost 25 businesses in our community during that time.
Chino's in a very good fiscal position right now, projected to have $62.2 million at the end of this fiscal year. That represents about 7 months of our annual expenditures.
One of the main goals of our city is to be here for the community. But on top of that, we want to be fiscally responsible so that they know that during tough times like these, that our community is always going to be taken care of.
No one could have missed the flurry of construction activity around town. Crews worked nonstop. Projects of local and regional importance could not be delayed.
There was a lot of construction throughout the city, both with capital improvement projects, maintenance projects, and new development that was building new improvements, specifically in our preserve area.
The preserve is a master plan community. As homes have been built, certain roads have been expanded adjacent to those development projects, but where they connect to main streets, they had not been improved for many years.
Making sure that there was always a path to travel became a very important concern. So we overcome a lot of those challenges by adjusting traffic signals at some locations. In some cases, we modified traffic control, gave more advanced warning.
Also, we're putting storm drain infrastructure in the area to make sure that the streets don't flood.
In 2021, we completed several projects. One of the major ones is right behind me is Riverside Drive. The paving was severely deteriorated due to utilities that were installed in the past. These projects have impacted Chino in a very positive way. It's given our residents more safety. It provides a better circulation. It provides protection against flood by constructing storm drains. It provides better water infrastructure by providing a reliable water source.
One word that would define 2021, at least for the water division, is progress. One thing that really makes Chino unique is we have access to groundwater. We are required to treat the groundwater, and we have several different centralized groundwater treatment facilities. So we're currently in the process of constructing a brine disposal pipeline for our Eastside water treatment facility. It's a 3,500 gallons per minute water treatment facility, and we are expanding it. We're doubling the capacity to 7,000 gallons per minute.
We have a lot of projects in construction, and we are very sensitive to our residents, and we go through great lengths to make sure that the impacts are minimized.
The new City Council, which has 4 out of its 5 members serving their first term, jumped right in, adopting a new strategic plan and establishing bi-weekly strategic planning workshops to delve into issues of importance.
The city is currently working on an update to a housing element, which is essentially a chapter of the general plan.
Some of the things that make it complex are state laws and unknown market forces.
Climate change, environmental hazards such as extended periods of drought. Housing is a big driver of what happens with the rest of the city. What kind of parks and schools do we need? How big do the streets need to be? The city looks to then embark on a comprehensive update to the general plan.
So we have master plans for water, for sewer, and for storm drain. And these plans describe what improvements are needed to continue to provide the service and what improvements are needed as we develop. And it compiles a list of projects that we can incorporate in our upcoming 5-year capital improvement program.
Our capital improvements program is our financial way to support our infrastructure, as well as public facilities such as parks and public buildings.
The one plan that our department is most involved with is the Parks and Facilities Master Plan. We haven't had an update to that since the 1980s, and that plan will look at our population, our demographics, and plan for what the future holds. We're probably a little underserved in our parks and facilities. Another plan that we're working on is the Civic Center Master Plan, and what are we going to do with the downtown area? Downtown area used to be the hub of Chino many years ago. We've certainly outgrown City Hall. And the other thing that we don't have in the city is a really vibrant activity gathering space for our residents to come to.
A very critical component to the planning process is getting the community's input.
The first phase of the project was reaching out to our stakeholders, City of Chino employees, it was our cultural foundation, it was our theater group, it was our youth sports groups, it was Chaffey College because they're here in the downtown.
We also want to make sure that the city keeps all of the things that make the city great in terms of the small town feel, the community connections.
We're going to engage the public with a survey, a statistically valid survey for both plans.
It's the opportunity for the community to help define what Chino will be for the next generation.
It's really going to be a roadmap for our future.
Growth in Chino did not stop, with the city's residential and industrial developments continuing to thrive.
If a business is looking for a place to go within the Inland Empire, you can't find anything better than Chino.
We're located on the Riverside, Los Angeles, and Orange County border.
Just adjacent to us is Ontario Airport. We have transportation corridors up and down that get goods to and from the port very quickly and easily.
We currently have a lot of industry that is the logistic industry that has chosen Chino as their home because of the accessibility that it provides.
But also because of the high quality amenities that we offer, a lot of people want to live here and raise their families as well.
Chino has always been a community that's been powered by small, locally owned businesses, and we're very, very proud of that. But what we're also proud of is some of our larger businesses that are in town.
Chino and the Chino Valley Chamber of Commerce work together in a number of different fashions. Our goal for both of us is to attract businesses and to retain them, but to also make them successful.
The growth in Chino was nonstop in 2021, and it's going to continue greatly in 2022.
The Chino community did not stop being generous, compassionate, and resilient in the face of challenges.
People in Chino look out for each other. They take care of each other, and it motivates me to do my very best every day.
We realize this community is a great community, and part of what makes it a great community is the relationship between the police and the citizens.
The efforts to build community in Chino in 2021 were nonstop.
First and foremost is our office hours in the Preserve, where every other month we go out and spend time in an open house style format, talking about what's happening in the community and what to look forward to.
Wherever we find an opportunity to engage in the community, we are, because once again, that's the reason we do what we do.
Next, we have our construction newsletter that we send out to inform residents on what road construction activities are currently underway. We also do short videos explaining these things.
We worked really closely with our public relations staff and public information staff because we knew that these closures, this road work, was going to be impactful.
The Community Services Department, from my perspective, we create community here in Chino through programs, people, places, and parks. We have programs for all ages. Any program that we can provide for youth, especially during the critical hours after school, is really important, and we focus on that. We also take really good care of our seniors because that's a vulnerable population for us, and many don't have families of their own. We have a full-service senior center. We have lots of activities. We take them on trips. We provide food.
Our department has a very strong history of engaging with the community it serves. So one of the main ways we do that is we actively utilize forums. We brought youth from the high schools and the community to come in and speak directly with the chief of police and those on our command staff.
Our community is only what it is because of you.
We engaged in a homeless outreach forum describing all of the myriad of services the City of Chino provides.
Our Quality of Life team here in Chino is a network of social services that work together to resolve the homelessness issue.
And the goal of the Quality of Life team is that those officers are assigned full-time to engage the unsheltered population, find out what are some of the underlying issues that are causing them to be homeless, and help solve those problems. Sometimes it takes us 50 times of contacting the same person before they're willing to accept services. But in the last year, our quality of life team got over 44 people off the streets.
As you can see, Chino's staff, residents, businesses, and nonprofits are unstoppable.
We have a great working environment. People care for each other.
Whenever any of us have a problem, we lean on each other.
We had to use every employee. We had to be as innovative as possible to provide services. We did not stop.
I think it just shows the commitment that our employees have to the city that they work in, and many of them even live in the city too.
For 2022, we look forward to sharing with you reports on parks, census and redistricting, city facilities, and housing.
In 2022, I think Chino is looking forward to implementing many of its master plans.
There's so many more opportunities for us not only to grow, but to fine-tune the great city that we already have.
In the preserve, we're going to have a shopping center down there. We're going to have some retail down there.
We have a Raising Cane's that's coming online this next year. We have an In-N-Out facility that will be one of their corporate headquarters that is growing in our city.
Here's to an abundant 2022, Chino.